Welcome. This is our Cyber Operations and Risk Management Briefing by Group 4. This Cyber Operations and Risk Management Briefing covers a few topics that include software assurance needs and expectations, key attributes of the current software development lifecycle, supply chain risk, vulnerabilities in the existing software. It also evaluates software options that meet Team New Zealand's needs, supply chain evaluation and recommendation, cost explanation for the recommendations, and also recommendation for contract language. Software assurance provides confidence in the user that the software is safe and secure. It means that there are no vulnerabilities in the software. It also guarantees that the software works as it should. Team New Zealand handles much sensitive information of users, so maintaining a secure environment helps protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of users' information. The software assurance needs and expectations within the organization includes installing software that are free of malware, determining that there are no reported vulnerabilities in the code before it integrates into the environment, patch any future vulnerability found in the code quickly, ensure the mitigation of exploitable weaknesses that puts users at risk before the software integrates into the environment, and also to implement security controls on the software. The software development lifecycle is a group of steps used to improve software quality. The goal of the software development lifecycle is to produce quality software that surpasses users' expectations. It reduces cost estimates and meets operational goals. The software development lifecycle includes a detailed plan for developing, maintaining, replacing, altering, and updating software. The software development lifecycle consists of 6 major stages. These stages are planning, analysis, design, implementation, testing and integration, and maintenance. The planning stage involves brainstorming ideas that solve a particular problem faced by targeted users. The analysis phase involves interacting with stakeholders and users to collect and document the requirements of the project. The design phase involves creating the architecture of a software system and its elements. The implementation stage is where the software is built using the programming language by the development team. Testing and integration occurs afterwards, and that involves the evaluation of the software quality. And it aims to find any bugs or defects in the software. And if none is found, then the software is deployed into the environment. Then the maintenance phase is where continuous updates and patches of the software occurs if any vulnerability is found afterwards. The organization is currently using the waterfall software development methodology. The waterfall model is simple, easy to understand, easy to manage projects, and it benefits beginners. Unfortunately, the waterfall model lacks the support for software requiring continuous maintenance. The team hopes to implement the agile software methodology because it has an adaptive approach that can respond to clients' changing requirements. However, the project can easily get taken off track due to miscommunication. So, clear communication channels are important at all times. Other model includes prototype model, spiral model, and extreme programming. There are many software within the organization current infrastructure. Some of them we built in-house, and others we sourced from third parties. There are risks relating to software and the hardware using the infrastructure. Every level of the supply chain has the potential to pose a risk to the organization infrastructure. Some of the supply chain risk includes unpatched software, weak security requirements, backdoors in software from third parties, even our own, weak security practices from team members. Team New Zealand will work with other government agencies to establish best practices for employees and third-party suppliers. These recommendations include vendors being subjected to fines or cancellation of the contract if they do not meet requirements in the service level agreement. because it helps compensate for damages resulting from a vendor's product. Understanding a vendor's security measure gives Team New Zealand an insight into the level of security that exists within the organization. Evaluating all suppliers regularly to ensure all vendors meet the security requirements helps maintain a healthy supply chain. Re-evaluating supply chain security as our own organization's operation change is also essential because not updating policy creates vulnerability in the organization if our mission statement changes. Understanding the vendor's management processes is also essential because a vendor SDLC shows the transparency of their software. Finally, the team has to ensure continuous monitoring and improvement of security policies and processes in the organization. Team New Zealand aims to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information and the infrastructure in the organization. All software on the network is at risk from threat actors. Threat actors are becoming more aggressive in their tactics. Any weakness in the software creates potential vulnerability. Vulnerabilities exist in the software includes the supply chain and weak security practices that may result in injection attacks and buffer overflow. Team New Zealand needs to take a proactive instead of reactive approach when protecting the network from these threats. SolarWinds Event Manager and Radware Defense Pro are two software options that meets the organization's need. SolarWinds Event Manager is a comprehensive security information and event management tool that monitors traffic across a network. It has centralized logging with built-in file integrity monitoring. It also has automated threat detection and response. Radware Defense Pro uses web application firewall and application programming interface for environmental protection. It also protects the infrastructure from denial of service attacks. Both software has a high subscription cost, but they provide a high level of service. There is no fixed cost for security, but the following recommendations require financial coverage from the organization. We need the security software coverage for Radware Defense Pro and SolarWinds Event Manager. Security awareness training for all employees. Developing in-house software to reduce supply chain risk from third-party suppliers. And security controls for software assurance. Meeting the recommendations for contract language used for supply chains, systems, networks, and operational security are essential for maintaining the confidentiality, availability, and integrity of the system. We recommend regular security awareness training. We cannot stress the importance of security awareness training since most threat occurs from within an organization. There should also be access control and authentication mechanism auditing, supply chain security auditing, reviewing security policy and procedures regularly, ensuring that operations or software functions as intended, and that the entire network is free of vulnerabilities.